the kitty of all time. But anyway, what we're doing tonight is we're going to be working on, I'm going to be working on studying how to draw paws, which you're welcome to join me with. I draw furries a lot, and I draw animals for my comic and for commissions and stuff. But, like, I feel like I can always brush up on my skills, and someone, I don't remember when it was, a few streams ago, was asking me to teach people how to draw paws, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm good enough to teach people that. Like, I don't feel confident enough in my own skills. So I got Fish as a white elephant gift a year ago, and I had to frantically get a tank together and do a fish in tank cycle. He's doing well now, but I'm always glad to hear folks doing the work for their fish. Yeah, that's the thing. You got to get it all set up. It's like you wouldn't like move to a new state if you didn't have an apartment. And in the same way, you shouldn't get fish until you get their tank set up and give it some time to put all the furniture in it, so to speak. So what I'm gonna do tonight is I'm gonna draw from the references, and then I'm going to try and basically like figure out how to break down the shapes stylistically after doing my like sight drawing pieces or like little sight drawing sketches. And then after that, I'm gonna start with cat paws because like I draw cats the most out of everything. But I do, as you probably saw, I have wolves up because I'll do canines too. I think that canines are drawn so frequently with furry stuff that like I have to practice them even if they're not my thing, just because I will be drawing them at some point for someone's commission, I'm sure. This is practically Mars practice, exactly. Also, could we have captions? Yes, sorry, let me grab that. As you know, I was running in a little late. I mean, not even late, I was just running in after having been out all day. So, if there's anything that's not set up that needs to be set up, let me know, other than the guppy, which will be added later. I swear. Can't even complain because you're fully right, but it still makes me smile when you draw doggies. And the thing is, I actually do like drawing dogs. Like, I like them. It's just that I feel... It's like the Charizard effect. Like, it's not dogs' fault. It's not dogs' fault that everybody wants to draw dogs, but, like, at the same time, I love all animals, so it's, like, sad when I don't get the chance to draw other animals. Also, I think this is funny because I think the cat's legs are, like, stretched out here. They're, like... Why is he's lounging? I love it. I didn't notice the delightful chuffed nut was now added. You got a whole comic about a dog. It's true. Yeah, exactly. Although I don't think that Laika actually looks like a dog, which makes it funnier. Like, I think she looks like some other thing. She looks like the concept of a dog if you explained what dogs were to someone that's never seen a dog before. Also, thank you for the pet, Cyan. Chuffed nut. Will you be talking more about anthropomorphized paws? I'm going to be drawing the paws from reference... Okay, so here's the thing. My little crazy onion. I think that anthro art and art of, like, animals from, like, photo references really are kind of... They should just be the same thing. Like, when you're drawing anthro animals, you're anthropomorphizing a real thing, so you should be studying the real thing first before you stylize it. So technically, this is going to be both. I might be studying from real photos right now, but I'm going to be talking about how I would stylize these four anthropomorphic paws. Oh, interesting. Twitch has decided to not show emotes. Let's see what I get! Laika looks like a girl. This is true. Hello, and what's the haps? We're doing paw studies tonight. I want to get better at drawing paws. Because here's the other thing, is that, like, how to draw... Really, the way that you draw anthro hands is some weird amalgamation of, like, what's between a human hand and an animal paw. But you have to know how to draw both before you can make that and figure out how you specifically are going to stylize it. So I like to... And I've done hand studies 1,000 times, so I like to sort of tap into the paw studies, like the animal paw studies, since I haven't done that for a while. They're very fun to draw, though. I was like, oh, I'm not good at drawing these, but now that I'm looking at them, I'm like, they're actually not that hard. I'm not that bad. I just think that a lot of times when I draw paws, I do so without reference. And my one sin, like my one crux, is I always give furries 5 fingers because I'm so used to drawing human hands. But drawing 5 paws looks very different than drawing 5 fingers. What breed is Laika technically? Literally nothing. She's just doggy. Like, I never chose a breed for her on purpose because I think it's funny that she's just ambiguous dog. Super random, but my mom found out about the pig-nosed frog or purple frog, and I'm so obsessed with this little freak. This is true. I do love pig-nosed frogs. I've seen them at the zoo a lot, like growing up, and so I'm very endeared to them. And the pig-nosed turtle. What breed is Road Boy? Road Boy's not a dog. Road Boy's a gray wolf. She's like the dog version of Spider-Man. She can be all your favorite dog breeds. Exactly. Exactly. I don't think I'm getting the leg hinge of this right, though, as I'm looking at it. Because this is more, like, lounged than I drew it. Now, I am just focusing on the paws themselves, but I guess, like, the leg anatomy is important, too. That's a little better. That's closer to what it looks like. I love when the critter tuber squids. It's my favorite expression. That's me trying to focus on and see what I'm drawing. Also, thank you for the hydrate redeem. I did just hydrate, but I'll do it again. I don't even care. So, hi, Tay. She is Snoopy and Prochaco breed. This is true. I'm worried I missed the paw stream. I caught it? Yeah. This was planned... Oh, not me drawing this on the same layer. Okay, hold on. This was planned a little bit ago, but I was like, we gotta do it eventually. And tonight's a good night for it. Alright, there we go. The thing that's really interesting with cat paws... Hi, Harbor. Yeah? What are we talking about? Is they kind of like fold in on themselves when they're like pushed down on something. Loud baby. He's always been loud. He's always been my loud boy. It's okay. I love him. I think it's funny. So I guess that's where the quick of the claw goes, is like right here. So this is the quick. Then this is actually the segmentation of the paw. They're like pretty rounded, honestly. Although this is where the quick is here. I love it when cats go meow. How many kitties pets do you guys have? We just have 3 cats right now. Forrest wants to get fish tanks set up, but we just have the 3 cats right now. Also, on the topic of cats, what's your favorite cat species? I genuinely could not pick a favorite because I love all of them. Also, all of our cats are rescues, so they're not technically any like breeds. They're all just American Longhair. Or I guess like domestic long hair. However, that said, I really could not pick. I think all cats are good. Now, if you're talking about color, I don't have a favorite color, but I do like calico cats because of my fursona. However, our cats are 2 brown tabbies. Yeah, Buggy's not a long hair, that's true. But the other 2 cats are. I think all cats are good, regardless of color patterns. We have 2 tabbies and a black cat. I love drawing the quick lines. It really helps define where the center of the paw is something I'm noticing. The other thing I'm going to do is there's kind of like... I had to like draw the structure of the top of the paw, because that kind of helps me figure out where this fold is. It's like here. And then it's not super defined. The other thing is I think that this is like a little fatter than I'm making it. I love all cats, but ragdolls have such a precious place in my heart. They're really cute. They're really, really cute. I'm trying to... The other thing is I'm not going to even add the claws in just yet. I'm just going to get the shape of the paws, because I think that's... Adding claws is like starting to add fingernails before you've even figured out the shape of the human hand. I actually think you can see another paw on this, though. Or like another digit. It's hard because he's so fluffy. Like, I'm looking for him and I'm just like, I actually think you can see more here. Because it's the 2 middle paws. Cat paws are just so pawy. Well, they're very, like, rounded. Like, you can't, especially when they're fluffier, you can't see the individual paw fingers as well. as a Pokemon fan, do you think that Drew Pyra rolls good in the mouth for a starter Pokemon name? I mean, it could. So, also, wait, Mousemail got top surgery. Hold on, I might have missed that. Hello, everyone. I had top surgery on Friday and underestimated how much my body would need sleep. That's awesome, and congratulations. Stomach ground, though, that was a cat. But genuinely, congratulations. That's a huge feat. I remember how much I slept after mine. Dude, all the cats are loafed around me right now. I'm scared. I'm in the ritualistic summoning circle of cats. Dude, they're begging for food and it's only 6 o'clock. Summoning. Loaf triangle. Can hear you stirring your drink in the background. I can't help but go for a cup of coffee later. Actually, that is just ambiance that I have on. I wish that I had coffee right now, but nah, I just got water. The leg is such a perplexing shape, though. It's the one thing that I'm getting stuck with here. I may just need to be brave and move on to the next one, even if it doesn't look perfect. Because this really goes up more than I'm drawing it. Gonna make tea who wants some. Tea actually also sounds good. If you want a cat paw with no fluff, you could look up a Peter Baldcat and use that. I could do that. I do want to stylize the fur. But I could do that for the actual... Do not bite my kneecap. Dude, he finds the worst part of the body to bite and goes directly for it. Alright, let's see. Let's get this one. The biter. He's so rude! He's gotten so rude. I'm his father and he hates me. The other thing that's kind of funny with cat legs is that they get, like, really fluffy. Do you like to smile? I guess. I smile pretty frequently. That's, like, my default expression. Alright, let's see. Also, they look like dog paws, but scrunched without fur. Yes, kind of. Alright, so this guy's little toe. His one toe, it seems like this toe here is like the biggest one. Oh wait, why was that? Maybe I draw the individual toes. Like, that's how I get the shape of the paw. That may actually just be the method. You drawing cat beans? Yeah. I want to learn how to stylize them a little better. And also get, like, the dimension of them. That's the big thing that I feel like I struggle with a lot. And one thing I think I'm going to do after I draw these just as line art is I'm going to try and actually, like, color the, sort of like the light and how it's falling onto them, because I think that'll really solidify it for me. The Snilers. The strategy, the strat, the method, the meth. How goes planting, babe?
They keep floating.
It is water.
I mean, I know it's water.
I'm always amazed by how well you draw form with such few lines. Thank you. It's not something that I came, like, out the womb knowing how to do. It came with practice, but part of that was just figure studies, and part of that was spending a lot of my time sketching in pen. Do you have a favorite internet social media cat? Honestly, I don't know. Also, is this about the smile thing? I don't know what that is. I don't have a favorite social media cat, though. I think my favorite cat is my cats. I like my cats. It's hard for me to not be biased to my little guys. The quick lines are really fun to draw. Because this one's, like, turned down a little more. Did you get refs from your own cats? Nah, these are off Pinterest. I say this before and I'll say it again. Art block has been real the past few months. It will get you. Genuinely, my best advice to getting out of it is to study something. Because learning how to draw something new will get you excited to try new things. From experience. I don't like the inside of this leg. Also, the form of the leg in general is looking a bit blocky. We gotta fix this up. Erases everything. I need the first time in my entire life I'm ever gonna say this is I might need a less fluffy cat, which is really sad to say. Although, but the fur is part of it. Learning how to draw the fur, at least. Blasphemy, I know. Never in my life do I think I would have said this. A less fluffy cat, scary. Also, do we have a place to share art, like a Discord or something? Sorry if this is a super common question. I don't mind. So there is a fan-run Discord. It's not, I'm not in it, and thank you, Baz, you are so, I was literally about to go hit the button to send that. It's not something that I run, but actually that people asked if they could run together. So I wanted to encourage people to like make a space to talk to each other outside of stream. I think I heard your tummy. No, it's not my stomach. I might need to turn off the cafe ambiance. People are thinking my stomach is growling. I swear to God, it's cafe ambiance in the background. I wanted to share this story because I think it's cute, okay? Be nice to me. Anyway, I was over at a friend's house, and they have 5 cats, 3 from the same litter, 1 from a different litter, and 1 street cat. The street cat is pretty shy and doesn't like strangers, but IRL, I put him on my lap, and he started purring. IRL said he's never done that to a stranger before and genuinely teared up. Wait, that's really sweet! I thought Critter was really hungry. Do we need to put on music? I can change it from the cafe ambiance. I don't want people to think that my stomach is growling. It's okay, we can put on music proper instead. Let's see. We can go with nostalgic Wii and Nintendo music. It never does me wrong. It does sound like stomach growling? Okay. Why don't you make a personal server? Because I hate running Discord servers. I'm gonna be so honest, guys. I talk to like 2 people in real life and maybe 2 people on Discord. No disservice or lack of love for everyone in stream, that if I had to be accessible 24/7 by thousands of people, I think I would die. So I have my online time and then I have my offline time. The coffee machine noises were tricking people. Three people is an excellent server size. Like, I think the biggest Discord server I've ever been like active in regularly had 7 people. And even then, I didn't stay that way forever. So, like, I really am just not a creature of the internet. I like to post and share funny things, and then I leave. For reference, guys, there's 1.6k people in the Like Is Discord server. Imagine having your account accessible to that many people. Yeah, exactly. 2 might be an understatement. They might be more than 2 to Serene. But it's not many. Have you heard of Spirit City Critter? It's an ambience maker, essentially. It lets you collect little pets and has its own built-in music. Oh, that's really cute. I've not heard of that, no. Can't you close DMs? I can, but that does not mean that people will not try to speak to me in the server. Also, frankly, I just don't like people having my Discord. Yeah, you can, but you can't stop people from pinging you. You reshare some Minnows art on Tumblr sometimes. How do you find them if not in the Discord? The Fanyart tag? There is a tag on Tumblr and on Blue Sky that's just Fanyart, which is where I check that like maybe once, twice a week. And the other thing is sometimes the Discord mods share things with me, but that's it. So, hi Critter, I'd love to know if you have any answer or tips, but how do you go about breaking down forms in 3D, or even simplification in general? I was going to say, I am going to go over that in stream. Right now, I'm just drawing these from photo reference, so if you want to figure out how I do that, I'm literally going to demo it live, and I'm probably going to make a lot of mistakes, because I don't have a perfect answer. I just do it like this is my practice kind of formation of it. It's actually far better than what I could achieve online. I'm chronologically online, Do you mean chronically online all the time? And it's okay. I used to be, and then it got really bad for my health, so I stopped doing that as much. Alrighty, thanks for answering. No worries. Critter has Discord spies in there to spread things to them? No, the mods just share things with me. The mods share things with me because like they know that I'll want to see them, and I still want to have you guys have your space like in your own community, kind of. So I'm out here, everyone. I finished my essay for history class. The only homework I have now is art. I'm very happy about it. Today's question: if Critter were to be an Animal Crossing shop NPC, like the Able Sisters, what would Critter's services be? I think I answered this at another point, but I would be like, there would have to be like some kind of drawing tool or event that you could get. Also, I'm realizing I forgot the Dew Claw. It's probably part of the reason it looks kind of funky. Like how there's chalk in web fishing, but they would have to add that to Animal Crossing, and then I would have like chalk drawing quests, like find all the surfaces you can draw on. As long as you're not putting it before your own well-being. Yeah, exactly. I think that it's completely fine to enjoy to use the internet as long as you're like... Well, I guess that's the thing, right? As long as you're actually enjoying it. And it got to a point where I was online and just not enjoying any of my time online. Like, I'd go to social media and I'd get miserable seeing everything that I saw. I would go on to big Discord servers and I would just see a bunch of people I didn't know talking and not feel inclined to join in any conversation because none of them really interested me. And then I would go to YouTube and I would be getting the same slop videos recommended to me that I'm just like, I don't really want to watch any of this. But now I feel like the time that I spend online is a lot more like curated. Like it's a lot more like specific with what I would use it for. And it feels more productive and it feels more fun that way. So now I go and I'll like look down an entire artist gallery in one sitting, or I'll watch like a new YouTuber and have them on in the background while I do stuff. Should I use Fanyart for Angel's partial suit updates? Yes, that would probably be a good spot to put it, because then everybody will get to see it there. Critter would work at the museum. I could also work at the museum. That would be fun. If you were evil, what would be the first thing you'd do? I don't know. I don't have any evil in my heart. What do we constitute as evil? YouTube algo has been really bad. I honestly think that YouTube... Hi. YouTube algo gets bad if you use it too much. If you leave for like a little while or you don't watch it like every single day, it starts recommending you really good things. Also, using your watch later helps like tell it what you want to see. Hi, Harbor. I do really want to draw this little... Oh, I kind of want to draw the kicky feet, actually. Those are really cute. Now that I'm looking at this one, though, this one looks bad. World's worst experience for me, lie, it was just pretty shitty, was when I was using Reddit for like 6 hours a day, and the best thing was uninstalling it and just fucking off from the internet. Yeah, I understand. Would you be an evil rock? Like, I could start, like, radiation. If we're counting radiation as being evil, yeah, I could be radioactive. I think I could do that. I think I could do that because it would be funny. You also gotta clear your YouTube history once in a while. Yeah, that is true. I really like the little kicky feet here. I think these are so funny. This one is really not doing good, though. I don't like how that one looks. I think this looks much better, although that's the inside of the foot rather than the outside. So that might be part of why. Maybe I just kill this guy. Get out of here. Currently watching this while drawing an OC ref sheet, but I gotta go at some point. It's Taekwondo night? No worries. And I hope that you have fun at Taekwondo. Murder? Sorry, I didn't like how he looked. That's part of the learning process, is deciding when something looks like shit, too. Little kicky feet are so cute. I'm currently brainstorming ideas for a Particular Arrow podcast I plan on starting. What Particular Arrow's topic should I discuss? I don't know anything about that, but if anyone in chat wants to answer, Literally, the first thing that comes to mind when someone says Fruitier Eero is just like the Wii as a console, but that's it. That's all I know. Alright, let's see. Those dang soft soap bubbles with the fish. Also, those things low-key smelled like shit. I love the little fish on them, but they smelled so bad. They was like pure chemicals. The nostalgia did not make me forget the smell. Tamago, thank you for the sub. Stream is such a funny dichotomy for me because I'm practicing drawing reptiles right now. I will do reptile and bird feed at another time. I love my creatures. Quit social media for a really long time, and what helped me was finding other things to fill my time, like reading, art, watching long TV shows. Yeah, what's that? There's that damn TikTok that I saw that was like, you gotta be slow maxing, you gotta be reading fat books, you gotta be learning new hobbies, you gotta go on long walks and listen to the entire album straight through, not just individual songs on loop. And I'm like, honestly, it's true. It's good for you. Also, I wanted to share I got an 84 on my math quiz today. Now I'm exempt from more work because of it. Oh, it's awesome. Congrats. I really need to go on walks more. I did it a lot when it was warmer out, and I would like to get back into it. Although we do get like hate crimed in our neighborhood, and that's not like an exaggeration. Like last time Forrest and I went on a walk, someone tried to run us over with their car while screaming a slur out the window. So like, it's kind of like walk, get killed, like, which the trade-off here? So, we might have to go to a park to do that. Hope y'all move out soon. The plan is a year. We have, like, one more year we have to live here to finish estates and stuff. On the topic of YouTube, honestly, a watch later is so cool, but I don't even have a YouTube account. My subscriptions are the YouTubers I remember and like to check regularly. Are there, like, any shopping malls nearby? No. Like, literally no. I hate to say it, but this is New England. And not a small, like, a cute small-town New England. This is, like, parking lot New England. The closest thing that's here is, like... Actually, I don't want to dox myself. But, like, there's really not a whole lot here. Closes my eyes softly. No, that was something I learned recently. Because I was not the one that experienced it. So I was like... And no one saw fit to tell me, and the guy that experienced it was like, I handled it. I was like, how do you handle someone trying to run you down with their car? He was like, I run really fast. I'm like, okay. Maybe do a fundraiser so you can get out faster. So here's the problem. It's not the money. The thing is that I don't know how much of, like, life story everybody knows, because, you know, there's newer chat members. Like, 2 or 3 years ago, Forrest's mom was killed, like, she passed away. I mean, like, passed away makes it sound like it's natural causes. Forrest's mom was killed, and because of that, we are working on her estate. And in order to do that, we have to be here physically. There's other, like, legally binding factors, but we literally cannot leave until that's done, and legal things when someone has been murdered are a fucking nightmare. Like, they are crazy. Especially just given all the circumstances we're also dealing with, grief aside. Like, so we have to be here for the time being, but it's been a long, nightmarish process. I'm very excited to be over with soon. See, I got the shape of these kind of going inward, but I don't think the paws are actually that extended. Estates are so hard to deal with. My boyfriend's still dealing with his mom 2 years out. Yep, and we're 3 years out. Sounds like such a hellish few years. Yes. Knew about her death, but I didn't know the cause. I hope she rests well. No, so do I. I write about it a decent amount, although mostly private. And also, this was like 2 years ago. It's not new, but again, for the sake of, like, you know, people having the space to, like, grieve these things, I don't talk about it super openly all the time. We're still dealing with my dad several estates several years out, I get it, yeah. And Forrest has been doing, like, a bang-up job getting it done, too. Like, he's been working really, really hard, but it takes a lot of time. I like the Wii Sports music. I think that's what it is. Let me check. Yeah, it is. It's Wii Fit U. Sometimes investing in a treadmill and opening a window just has to do. Not even kidding. Literally, I literally did that. We moved here, and after the first few times of getting like screamed at on the street, I got a walk pad and just walk in the office now. And that works. That does the job. I like the plants. The water level's still low, probably just so he can get stuff into the tank. I'm really excited. I think it looks cute. And also, as you can see in the top, there's little pothos in the cup that are going to be grown on the top of the tank. This is for shrimps. I think this is just your shrimp tank, right? Or are you also going to have the little red guys in it too? What the fuck? Why is my crab on the floor? They knocked down my glasses holding crab.
I'm debating, because technically it's big enough for a small school,
Mm-hmm.
the chili reservoirs, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know yet. I might just put shrimps in here at first and see how it goes.
Mm-hmm. Coming along nicely, right? I'm excited. It sounds really nice too. And also, no, not mantis shrimp. They're gonna be the cherry red shrimp or the calico shrimp.
Well, the cherry shrimp is like the species of them.
Oh, okay. Also, Lurking, I recently found your work and I think it's wonderful and adorable. Thank you. And I hope you enjoy your lurk. Dude, how the hell... The problem is these are so dark and tiny. I see 3 beans. And then the paw pad is kind of like curled in. How many gallons? Forest.
It's kind of a weird size.
Isn't that one that's like 6.5?
Yeah, I managed to find a 6.5 gallon tank.
Also, I saw people asking what fish we're gonna get. Shrimp for now, possibly chili raspora. I think that's what they're called.
Yeah.
I really want to get I want to get a tank for my desk and do all like blue and green fish. Every tank set up properly looks dirty at some point before any animals are in it. Oh yeah, if you're wondering why the water looks like kind of cloudy, it's literally just because there's substrate being kicked up. That's it. Can't believe this. This is how I found out you're plural too. I don't talk about it a whole bunch. I like try to keep it. I try to keep it like on the down low just because I know that some people can be kind of weird about it. Are your cats chatty? One is, and hungry.
Well, you can write. I'm decorating my tank.
I can always go feed them, but it's like super not time for them to get food either.
I just needed to put moss on a rock.
You sound like a little fairy. That sounds really homophobic.
I mean, I'm not little, but...
Stop! I mean, like, you literally were just like, I need to put moss on a rock. That sounds like something a gnome would say. Gnome activities. Also, Cab, I'm not going to be playing any music tonight like that just because I don't want to get copyrighted, that's all. I did see your suggestion to play The Moss by Cosmo Sheldrake. I promise I know Cosmo Sheldrake. I'm gay and on the internet. I've heard him before. Fuck, I got moss on rock due tomorrow. Forrest does feel like he'd be a gnome. As like a fantasy creature. No, or maybe he'd be a dwarf. No, I think he'd be a gnome. Dwarves have a little bit of a grit to them that you don't have. You don't seem like a cave dweller. You like plants and sunshine too much. I just think the dog sunset gif, yeah. I think I made the beans on one foot bigger than on the other. Loki Forest has sentient energy. He does do that. Tried reading The Haunted Self and it's so dense. I don't know it. I don't relate or just don't understand the words. I guess this is a good time to say, like, I did study psychology in college too. It's not my degree, but I had enough I had enough credits to get a minor for it, and then I didn't claim the minor because I was in the hospital when we were supposed to do that. So I have all of the classes. I just don't have the degree. I like clinical psychology. I think that it's fun, but I also understand that that's like not everyone's cup of tea. Personally, I like the experimental treatment and like talk therapy more than I like, you know, the clinical literature, but other guys enjoy that. Forest is like a druid. Actually, I do see that. I also agree with that. You like plants and sunshine a bit much. God forbid a man be full of sunshine and rainbows. No, I think it's beautiful. I think that it's one of his most endearing qualities. I hope he never stops liking plants and sunshine. No, my kitty paws. How do you manage your energy between like projects and productive stuff? I'm gonna be so honest, kind of dying. Like every day I go, what do I have the energy for today? And go and pick one of the various work in progresses. And if the answer is none of the existing work in progresses, I start another one. Now, there are sometimes deadlines that need to get met with things, but genuinely, like, your cat is so cute and little meows every 3 seconds because he's greedy. You're sickening greed. You literally ate. You already recently ate. You're just being greedy. I love him though. My son. I considered studying psych too. I studied it because I wanted to learn more for myself and like for like my own personal recovery and stuff. And then I started liking it a little too much because I was like, oh wow, I could implement this into this and this for my writing. And then it's just started actually being something I enjoyed like doing. He has such cute, sweet baby meows for such a nefarious creature. The ass biter. I hope his mama knows he's big and mean. He's big and bad. He's fat and bad. Alright, hold on. I really like this little curling. Me when I get you. I do this too. I understand them. On a fundamental level, I understand. Not just because of the first on a reason, but I understand cats when they do this with their claws. Because if I had claws, I'd be doing this shit all the time. I too would be curling them around things just to, like, extend my claws. It looks so scruggly when Critter's face scrunches up. When I'm trying to focus on something. Hold on. The tongue. Actually, I'm keeping the tongue in its mouth. So hello, Critter. I was able to get my girlfriend some flowers to cheer her up about her finals. That's so sweet! Also, stream is going well. We are drawing kitty paws. Insane levels of line redrawing. I enjoy it. I genuinely have fun doing this. I'm not even kidding. And I'm sorry if it's sickening to watch, but it's what makes my line art fuck. You know that post that's like, my dad who wants the Brussels sprouts to be healthy and me who wants the Brussels sprouts to fuck like hell? That's what I feel like when people are like, why are you redrawing the line so many times? You may be the dad that wants me to not redraw the line so many times, but I'm the guy that wants the line art to fuck like hell. And it's not even line art. This is my sketch because I'm insane. Was scunched about it, but now I'm fine. Also, thank you for the hydrate. Insane analogy, but I love it. I'm doing this to help uncook your attention span. If you can't watch me redraw the same line 6 times, you're gonna die in this world. I will help you survive the winter. Thank you for the save break. I haven't saved once this entire time. My key mash. I think your face needs to be moved up a little more. You're looking a little long there, Critter. Meh. No, I do it too. I just happen to be bad at it. It's okay. The more times you do it, the better you'll get. Says guy that's been doing this for the years. Also drawing in pen in person, as I had said earlier in the stream. Sitting here in this live stream thinking about Brilla and Flash for some reason. I just wanted to put it out there. Also might because I'm working on my survival horror again. I love those two. I love those two crazy cats. I have made brie cheese. Brie cheese? Is that like grilled cheese? Spelled brie cheese. Is this grilled cheese? You're inventing an entirely new language. Brie cheese? It is grilled cheese. That's fascinating. I kind of like this. Yeah, I was gonna say, I like when people spell it grilled cheese, and witch. I enjoy immensely when people write it like that. George Orwell. I just stop blinking when I focus. It's bad. I think I blink. No, actually, that's probably part of why I squint, is because I'm not blinking, but I don't. My eyes are getting tired, so I'm squinting. This is a really... I got distracted from drawing the cat feet by drawing this critter because it's really delightful. What did the drawn critter smell? This is me focusing. And I need this to be known that this is not even, like, entirely a under-exaggeration, or I guess it'd be over-exaggeration. Also, Pawsy, thank you for the Prime sub. Because I recently discovered that, like, nose wrinkle expression that I draw a lot of the time, that's just something I do. Didn't even realize I was doing it. I just was like, oh, this is a fun way to express things. And I was like, I can't even remember how it came up. I was just talking about it, and Forrest was like, yeah, you do that. And I was like, wait, what? He was like, oh, I didn't know that you didn't know this. Yeah, you do that. I didn't even realize this was an expression I made, and it's a chicken and the egg situation. Is like, did I start drawing that facial expression first and then start making it? Or is that a facial expression I've been making and I had no idea I was making, but I started drawing it because I make it? I don't know. I get scunched about it. Grilled Cheese, Grillby's brother, married to Witch! Greetings, just joined stream. Welcome in, Circuit. Hi, Harbor. I don't even know what to say anymore to him. He's just screaming. Still learning things about streaming. For instance, not only should I make sure to have save past broadcasts on, I should remember to also not have all background apps running. This is true. Do you have any advice for someone who just got their first cat? I love my baby so much and I want to do my best to take care of her. Yeah, get that thing some wet food for the love of God. And don't have an outdoor cat. Too many people skimp on the wet food, and that is just simply not the way to go. You don't want to cut your cat's... Hi. I just picked up Harbor because he jumped up onto my tablet, and now he's looking at me like a little muppet. Yeah, wet food's a huge one. Play with your cat. Try to play with your cat, like, at least once a day if you can. Artist draws 2 line, 1 millisecond better than later, the most beautiful thing ever. Thank you. Yeah, no outdoor cats, though. That's a huge one. Too many people are like, oh, but my cat will get sad if you let it outside. You know what else what'll happen if you let your cat outside? It will die. Do you know what's worse than being sad is being dead? And if your cat's sad inside, it's probably because they're understimulated. They need toys. Cats need fresh toys regularly. One of the biggest things... What do we do if our cat can't eat wet food without vomiting? Unfortunately, that does happen. Our cat Buggy is like that. He can't eat wet food without vomiting, so he is on dry food, but he also drinks a lot of water, so he's okay. The wet food is just to make sure they're getting their hydration in, because cats get most of their hydration from food. Well, they'll also kill a lot of other things. They're little ecosystem wreckers, even though I love them, but they are not native, so don't let them outside. Critter recently moved to college and had a hard time adjusting, and it's been a huge comfort to know that your streams will be with me even if I'm far away from home. I'm glad. That's also really sweet. I remember when I was just starting out college too, and like, I know the feeling, I promise. But hey, not in a sense that I don't want you here, but I hope that you find the people at college that make you feel comfortable there too, and if that means that you don't come to streams as much anymore, I think that'll be a success in my book, even if we'll miss having you here. But for the time being, no worries. I'm happy to provide comfort. Oh, cat fountain, that's another one. Get a good cat fountain. Cats drink moving water. They don't really like still water that much. It makes them think it's dirty. Cat fountain's a good one. Get scratch pads. See if you figure out if your cat likes a vertical scratch pad, like something attached to the wall, or if they like a on the ground one. Our cats seem to like ones on the ground. They don't scratch stuff that's like standing up very much. But we had both for a time being to see if they would like one or the other. Just make minnow friends at your college and watch together. I always wonder how many like people who watch the stream are around. I don't think I've ever met someone in real life that's watched my streams. So I don't know if you could meet someone in real life that, I guess you could just introduce people and make friends that way by being like, hey, watch stream with me. But I don't mind. I would rather you guys connect on other things. I think it'd be cool, but I also want people to make friends at college. That's the time for it, you know? Just lurking streams of artists I follow while trying to heal from tennis elbow. Also, Green Cheese summoned me. Hello, welcome in, Cheese Seeker. Also, I hope you hear. I've had tennis elbow before. That shit sucks. I had that because when I worked as a barista and I was like drawing like crazy sicko mode, I did not rest. So please, everyone learn from my mistakes. And if you start to feel sore or tired, stop drawing now before it's too late. This might be a really dumb question, but would wet food be as needed if cats have water excess because of the pre-exposure to hydration? It's good. Both is good. You know how doctors talk about preventative care? Like, stretching before you work out is good, but it's technically good to stretch every day if you can. It's like stretching before you work out is necessary, so the water is necessary. But wet food and water is really good, and that's what you should do. Art school is magical. Like, at least 3 people in each room know you. Wait, really? That's crazy. Cats are very prone to kidney disease, so getting them as many water sources as possible. Yep, exactly. Oh my god, Tomodachi background music. I wish that I could claim credit for this playlist because it is really good, but it's just a YouTube playlist. I like using the like Nintendo YouTube playlist because they're good to have like on as like brainless background music. Also, thank you for the hydrate. I guess I am a cat. Strange DID question. Does your system as a whole have a collective name, like how some friend groups have names? Yeah, Critter. That's why I go by Critter on streams. Because that way you're not confused who you're talking to. If you meet in person, no, technically either I just go by, like, my name. Like, we go by, like, my name because that's our legal name. Or if we know people, like if we're friends with people in person, they probably know our system. But that's like friends. And I'm not like super close friends with many people. I've known you before I knew you. Your art studies would always show on my Pinterest, and once I started watching, I'd be so shocked that you were helping me before I even found your content. I do have a way of getting around like that. I've had people come into streams and not know who I was, and then I started talking about things that I've drawn, and they're like, "That was you?" This happens pretty frequently too with like meme things that I've done, like the anyone want to be boy best friends meme, which I still think is like wild that became a joke. But I won't even question it. My favorite version of this is you're the Leica's comic guy. Yeah. I was just thinking earlier about how people are like, oh, I wish I had grown up in 2016. And I was like thinking about it. I'm like, girl, it's really not that different. Everyone's geeking over TV head characters, geeking over TV head characters. Like Trump is in office again. People are making like the art style that's popular right now is actually very similar to what it was in 2016. The Bilbo drawing was that was you moment. Yeah, that's another one because that one went everywhere. Same shit, different year. It is 2026 too. It's like exactly 10. 10 years later, and the 2016 nostalgia is lost on me. I honestly don't get nostalgia for eras ever. I actually just think it's funny most of the time, because it's like, well, I was alive during that time, and I wanted to die way more than I wanted to die now then. So I would say things are getting better. I can't say I ever really want to go back. Alright, I'm trying to see these little claws through the kitty's fur, and it's kind of beating my ass. Do you prefer Four-Leaf Island or Cat Mask? I've seen... Oh, okay. So Cat Mask is just, like, my main Tumblr. But Four-Leaf Island is, like, my brand. That's, like, what I want people to know me by. Cat Mask is just, like, if you know me there, then you know some of my more personal posts and takes. But, like, not actually, because it's not my personal account anymore. It's kind of my main Tumblr account. It used to be my personal account, and then I hit, like, 20,000 followers a few years ago, and I'm like, this is no longer a personal account. Like, this is a Tumblr account now. Like, I can't be talking on this. Like, yeah, I went out and got my eyebrows waxed today. Actually, it's a lie. I haven't done that in 10 years, 11 years. For like 2016, Trump is exactly like that's not something. 20,000 is not what it is anymore either. That was years ago that this happened. I didn't know that many people could follow you. All I'm gonna say is I'm upcoming on a really funny number, and the second that I make it, you're gonna be the first to hear about it. 1 grillion minnows. I had like it was 90k. I had like 90k on Twitter before I left Twitter. And that was hard. That was like my biggest following that I'd made for a while, so I was like, ooh, but my morals. And, you know, I don't regret it, but it was hard at the time. Things changed a lot depending on where you live. I wish I was born earlier. I like the era that I was born in. I'm gonna be honest. I love Kirby playlists specifically. I do like Kirby. I'm not familiar with anyone wannabe boy best friends art you're talking about. It's not even art. It's not even art. It's just an image of the Brokeback Mountain Cowboys. And then people recreated this. Hold on. Every time this comes up, I gotta look it up. Because there's like lore to this too. This wasn't just something that I made for no reason. I made this image to ask out my boyfriend, and he didn't know I was asking him out. Because he's never seen Brokeback Mountain. But I didn't think that one would need to see Brokeback Mountain to look at this and think, this may be homosexual in nature. It's okay, we've been together 6 years now, so it's fine. And then this became a meme. Yeah, this is the OG. Because this is the one that I made. Just wanted to let you know that the Leica brain rot is so strong, my astronomy teacher mentioned Mars and I got confused for a hot minute. You forgot the astrological body Mars. I don't know, seems pretty straight to me. We need more art tutorials, we're hungry. Yeah, I gotta record an intro to one. I have one on the cooker, I just haven't finished the intro. This may be homosexual in nature. The cool Pokemon professor diagnosing my Pokemon's nature. They got historian brain. They must be best friends. See, the thing is, Forrest, I think the way that you described it is that you just weren't used to people genuinely, like, wanting to be intimate with you. So you didn't want to assume, but you didn't think I was joking either. Mm-hmm. What went through your mind when I sent that? Then, what did you think I meant by that?
I didn't know.
What?
Like I didn't think about it. I was just like, oh, haha. Funny.
What?
I thought I was missing a reference, but I didn't want to be uncool.
What do you mean? What do you mean? You didn't think about it? I said no context. Anyone want to be boy best friends?
Yeah, there was no context. I didn't understand.
The context was me asking you that question. I love you. I love you so much. I'm so glad that I have a head made of rock. As far as heart, the number of times we've hashed this out, I'm sorry, it's still funny. I didn't know that I didn't know that you didn't think about it, though. That's the part that I was missing. It could have just been a funny picture. Do people send things like that to each other not meaning it? Head made of rock versus head made of rock. My skull made of rock that I keep bashing into the wall, and the wall will break eventually, brother. Paradox. We need Critter doing mental math emote.
Okay, I changed it a little bit.
I send stuff like that to my friends all the time. I think I'm too literal for this. I don't send my friends flirting memes. Did your friends do that to you before we started dating?
Send flirty memes?
Yeah.
I also think that there's a difference between going, damn, you're hot, you're killing it tonight, queen, and like, damn, you're so hot, I want to like date you or take you out. Like,
I literally said that.
You can hype your friends up without it being flirty, and I feel like people have a hard time telling the difference.
I mean, that's true. That's true, which is why eventually I did just go, hey, I'm not gonna lie to you. You are very attractive, and I'm happy to be your friend, but also I would love to date you.
Yeah, I needed you to do that.
Yeah. I'm okay doing it. I don't mind. I will be the he asked for no pickles.
Okay, how does it look now? I changed.
I never know when someone is flirting with me, to be honest. I just think they're being nice. Well, that's why I always just do it. I don't wait. I'm just gonna be like, I find you attractive. What?
I changed some stuff.
Oh, like you move plants around?
Yeah.
It's cute.
I have a bunch of leftover balls, so I might just put some more.
On top of it or in it?
No, like just in a container.
Oh yeah, you could do that. Okay, I've been drawing these cat paws. Also, I don't need the grilled cheese sandwich. Off topic, but I wanted to ask you a question and talk about a headcanon I had at the beach. Summer here. So how do you put it on the back legs like horse? And the headcanon is that Leica's comment, Road Boy seems to be the type of person who would go deep enough into the sea and jump in and scare people, and Leica would fill her mouth with water and spit it out people like water gun. I don't think Leica would do that. Road Boy might do that. Road Boy is the type of person to swim underneath people at the beach and grab them. He definitely does that. I'm trying to think. Sorry, I don't know what the first part of the question is. Oh, do you mean like how do you draw the back legs of a horse? That will be a different night. We're doing kitty cats tonight, but well, cats and maybe wolves if I can get to it. I would kick him, I would attack him, and it would be deserved. I wouldn't feel any sympathy for him if he got kicked in the head doing that to people. Road Boy can swim, yes, but some characters can't. Road Boy is kind of evil for that, yes. Everything you need to know about his character will be introduced in the chapters he's in, but I think the most important part is to remember that at his heart, Road Boy is like an older brother figure. To Mars, specifically. Also, I'm just going to draw these more angularly now so that I can get the kind of like dimensions of them. So I will be redrawing some of these feet. I apologize. But this is for the stylizing. The hands, because these are like feet paws, obviously. However, I'm also going to do hand paws. I think Road Boy and I should skip around and go la 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 la. He probably would actually do that, I'm not even kidding. Yes, Harbor? And the other thing I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to do like a gray tone on it just so I can get the dimensions of everything.
I'm not surprised, but somehow there's already cat hair in it.
Leica's beach episode when? Chapter 6, my friends. You think that I would really write a story and not make a beach episode? Interesting. So for simplification, you would say you like low poly silhouettes and shapes. I try to do everything blocky because it makes the planes of the form more like it makes it a little more straightforward for me to understand. This will be a lot more evident when I go into doing the grayscale part. All right. So here's what I'm gonna do. This is like its own plane here. Actually, it's kind of like more like this. Beach episodes are the most important part of storytelling, though they literally are. Dude. You're just, at this point, you're just yapping to yap. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm thinking of making making is just the beach episode, but plot appears midway. I mean, that's kind of fun. Yapping for the love of the game. He just loves to talk. Are Yue and Shoal going to be in Chapter 6? Shoal is going to be in Chapter 6, Yue will not. They need something. He needs his food. And it's not even time for his food. He's got 2 hours. The beach episode, but it's the beach that makes you old. It's not going to be the beach that makes you old. He's taking it out. He gets hangry and starts torturing the Waddle Dees. Waddle Dee torture. Thank you, the hydrate. Yue does not die, no. How do I draw paws? Please, I'm new. I'm actually just like working that out myself. So as you can see, Alex, on the side, the ones that are a little more rounded and not the ones that I'm adding shading to, these were direct photo studies of the photos on the side. Right now I'm working on like stylizing them and kind of blocking out the 3D shapes a little bit. But genuinely, my advice for learning to draw something new is to do exactly this. Get some photo reference, draw from the photo, and then try to figure out how you'd stylize it and break down the shapes that you see in the photos. Prepare to be Waddle Dead! You need a DDD plush to protect the Waddle Dees. You just like chase Harbor with it. So he gets scared of the DDD plush so that anytime he sees the DDD plush on something, he stops going after them. So, okay, let's see. Honestly, the bottom side of the paws here kind of comes out a little bit. And that's its own sort of thing. Can we get a like to the playlist? Oh, it hasn't happened yet. Let me grab it. Silent Hill music treatment for him. Also, our question, do you use a photo as a reference without directly tracing it? I think that tracing photo reference is completely fine if you need it for practice. I don't always trace it, but when my friend Lemmy studies, she traces photos, and then she starts with tracing the photo, then she does a photo study, then she does a style study. So that is like more than okay. I don't trace it because I don't get a lot from tracing, I find, but it doesn't mean that I would never do it. It just depends on what I'm studying. Did you know there's a new Silent Hill movie? Yes, I did. Yes, I did see that, and the costuming looks really bad, or at least it looked really bad the last time I saw it. I am very excited for it. It doesn't look like it'll be good. No, it does not. But sometimes a really shitty movie rendition can bring a fandom together in a way that nothing else can. I love slop. It's so funny. Here's the thing. First Silent Hill movie came out, it was not a good rendition of the Silent Hill games, but as a movie, it's actually a really good movie. I actually like the first Silent Hill movie. It pissed off Silent Hill fans like crazy, though. And to be fair, the inclusion of Pyramid Head, I kind of understand why it would piss some people off. But my problematic opinion is that I actually like it. I actually think that it's a good movie, and if you can separate it from the Silent Hill franchise and like just consume it as a single piece of media, it's a good movie. The second Silent Hill movie, dog shit. It's so bad. It's really, really bad. And they try to make the Silent Hill 3 game plot into a movie while also it making no sense based off the previous movie. Makes it really funny. Confession time, I adored the Resi movies. I've actually never seen them. I am more of a Silent Hill guy than I am a Resi guy. But I have considered watching them because of how bad they're dogged on. And again, sometimes a shitty movie is a movie that I like. Do you have a recommendation for learning shapes? I was trying cube practice and nearly everyone turned out awful. So I'm going to be honest with you, and this is the advice that some people don't like to hear. The bad art that you do and the bad studies you do are how you get better. And I used to fucking hate cube studies. I used to hate them. I did them, and I had to do them for school all the time. But then recently, this week on stream, I know for a fact that we did, I guess this was last week, we were doing cube studies, and like, I would say these are pretty good. These are all free-handed too. Like, when it comes to doing any sort of art study or like practice for form, it doesn't start out easy, but it gets easier the more you do it. And it becomes worth it because you can see it pay off over time. It doesn't mean it can't be frustrating though. I've never played Silent Hill, but I love it and I love its soundtrack. I have been playing Silent Hill 2. Fuck, that'd be really fun to do after stream. If I don't... The problem is I want to do 5 billion things all the time. Like, I always have work that I could be getting done, and I always have work I should be getting done. Also, I think I'm not going to actually make this, like, a lighter color. I think I'm actually going to make this darker. I always have work that I should be getting done, but the problem is then that doesn't leave me a whole lot of time to, like, do things that aren't work. And I would love to keep playing Silent Hill 2. Fashionably late as usual, no worries. There's no attendance here. Been making an animation with Critter and have the song Moss by Cosmo Sheldrake. I'm not skilled enough, but I've been doing a very short animation for a year now. That's really cool though, I hope it turns out well. And here's the thing, you don't like gain the skill until you practice doing it. That's my best advice with comics is people are like, oh, how do you start making good comics? And I'm like, well, you have to start making bad ones. That's really the answer, is the way that you get better at comics is you do shitty comics first. It's work versus work versus work versus toys. And everyone has different things they want to do and play. Like, everyone has different work goals and toys goals, so we have to work together, which is like, that's great. Nightmare scenario. I am gonna do the heel in this darker color too, because I think it's cute, and it does show like the fold of the foot a little bit more. Not intentionally shitty though? No, I'm being serious. Make them intentionally shitty. Even if making things intentionally shitty gets you to start making things, then it's better than nothing. Because sometimes you have to tell yourself, I'm gonna make this bad on purpose, and then it ends up being good because you're having fun. That's the secret. That's the secret sauce. Also, thank you for the stretch and the hydrate. I always miss your lives, but I made it this time. Welcome in, Kieran. Getting more neutral about your art will save you. I don't like this one, and I like this one a lot, is a really good, healthy mindset. Also, not just I don't like this one and I like this one a lot, but there are things that I did well in this piece that I don't like. There are plenty of pieces that I've done that I look at and I'm like, I don't love how this looks as a whole. Harbor. I can take a break to feed them. I can
feed them. Sorry, I was just texting.
It's okay, I just feel bad. He's been squeaking this whole time. He literally just... did anyone hear a single angelic note? No, that was not the baby. That was a baby crying. That was my cat. I guess he is a baby in a way, though. Okay, wait. Example. This is the first Minecraft house that we ever drew to practice, like, block shapes and drawing architecture. And right off the bat, the first thing that I notice every time I look at this is so fucking flat. This is just simply not enough space for anything to exist. This looks like a lid, like a plastic bin lid. But the thing is, looking at this, some things that I did well, I actually kind of like the thicker line art. I think that the colors here used are really nice. The plants, especially these little flower shapes, feel really organic in a way that's refreshing. And I like the kind of like roof shape here. The thing is, I can admit that there are things that I did well in this, even if looking at it, I now go, I can draw a lot better than that. Why do they sound so much like babies today? I don't know, it's kind of funny. All that to say, I think that when you're studying or drawing anything, it's important to be able to look at your art objectively and see the things that you've succeeded at, while also going, I can draw better than that now, or I'm going to try again and I think I can do this better the second time. This is my first art stream. I do miss drawing the Minecraft houses. I really have fun every time we draw them. I just gotta find more builds that I want to draw. He's starving, turning into dust as we speak. I'm being so serious, I think our cat's diabetic, because he gets so mean when he's hungry, and he should not need to eat as much as he does. He gets fed dry food like twice a day. And he's not overweight. He's a perfectly good weight. He's not losing weight. He's not gaining weight. I just think that he really, really likes food. I hope his mama knows he's fat, mean, and diabetic. You know what? It's okay. That's gonna be me someday. No, I've been working on it, though. Actually, I think I'm the only sibling that is not pre-diabetic currently. I think it was... Actually, I might have said this on the stream earlier this week. Our dad is diabetic, so, like, all of us are, like, genetically predisposed to it. But I have been really, really careful my whole life about how I eat. It's the joys of blood sugar issues. That's the thing. It has nothing to do with weight. It has nothing to do with how, the quantity of food you eat. It's how regularly you're eating, and it's how those meals pan out, like sugars-wise. You can have sugar, too, but you need to make sure that you're eating protein with it so you're not spiking your blood sugar like crazy. There's an artist named Sophie Yano who wrote an article called A Gentle Comics Habit, which guidelines... Wait, that sounds dope. Hold on, I'm saving that. Thank you, Drink and Draw. I love reading about writing comics. That is like my one geek activity, is I love reading about people writing comics and how different people go about it. Also, there's a quote about getting better at art. Paraphrasing, it says, every artist has 10,000 bad drawings in them. The sooner you get those drawings out, the sooner you can make art that you want to make. That's actually true. That is very true. As someone who's a caretaker for their diabetic grandmother, yep, it's literally just like, you just have to be careful about it. Getting protein is very important. First food group I look for when I'm hungry or else. Protein or salt? Protein or salt? My cat regularly decides to be a brat for tube treats just cuz. Alright, I am liking... You know, the only thing I will say about this is I think that this bottom paw here... I need to fix that shape up a bit. Otherwise... Ah! Why did you get locked huge? There we go. How do you schedule your cat feeds? I worry my cat is overweight, but I almost feel cruel only feeding her a half cup of dry food 1 to 3 times a day. Yep, no, that's how we do it too. We had an auto feeder for a while, right up until we found out Buggy had kidney issues, so now we gotta do it manually. But same schedule. Alright. And I can just, like, fill out the little toes in here. Honestly, doing this is, like... It's relaxing. In general, I find studies relaxing, though. Also, I think this needs to come down a little more, because it wouldn't make sense for it to go up that high. I think that the way to go about this, and at least from what I just did here for the first one, you gotta block out the shape of the whole foot first, and then you can do the individual, like, shape of the paws, because I think that'll be a little easier. You know, the other thing I'm going to do is come back here with a gray liner and, like, do the toe shapes. Because, like, this... It's kind of a weird shape. But it's working. It's working. Making sure you're sitting up, I will posture check. Eden chimed in, but I want to mention, for people with blood sugar issues, eating breakfast is probably one of the most important things you can do for yourself. True, 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 true. Your blood sugar is most flexible in the mornings. It requires you to have stable nutrients to be able to stabilize your hormones. Without breakfast, you're susceptible to blood sugar spikes, crashes, fatigue, and general nutrient deficiencies. So one thing I don't fuck around with is I always eat breakfast. Heading off to watch a movie with Miles? No worries, CJ. I'll see you later. Also, I did save break. I saw someone redeem that. So I guess the shadow probably should come a little further down the foot for this to make sense. And this should be reshaped just a tad to like here. This actually makes me feel so much better as someone who's technically pre-diabetic. I've also changed how I eat. Honestly, it's not about weight. It's genuinely not about weight. It is about what you're eating, how you're eating, and when you're eating. I also activity. Actually, that's the other one. I know that some people like are limited by mobility issues or like disability, but if you can move around and you can get in a little bit of movement, 20% is better than 0%. And don't ever let anyone convince you otherwise. If you can walk, that's better than anything. Also, thank you for the hydrate. Sweating. I usually only eat lunch, dinner. Genuinely, just shift it. Just shift it so you eat breakfast. Like, if you aren't hungry, try to make sure you're getting in breakfast as soon as you get up, or give it like 30 minutes. I usually do 30 minutes myself to like give myself time to digest or get my digestive tract moving. Sometimes I just start with water and then like right when I wake up, and that usually does the trick. Yeah, that's, you know, the other thing about drawing the little dynamic chart for these is that it makes the shadow way easier to map out. My doctor told me to take at least a 15-minute walk after lunch. Really bad habit that I had to get myself out of. I would eat and then I would get really like sleepy afterwards, so I'd go lay down. Don't do that shit. You have to move around. When you eat, the next thing that you should do is just, you can walk around your apartment. That's what I started doing, is I would start packing envelopes and stuff after I ate a meal. And that helped immensely. And I also felt better when I did that. Like, I felt like I digested better. Alright, these look pretty good. I think we're gonna hide you guys. The hand paws are the ones that I'm a little bit nervous for. But I think I can do it. You're not supposed to do that? Listen, when I say not supposed to, I mean it is detrimental to you to do so, but I'm not scolding you because I probably also did that at some point and then found out the hard way that that's not good for you. So remember, if you do that, I'm not scolding you. It's just that it is not good for you to do that, and it will benefit you to do otherwise. How do you help yourself with, like, keeping an appetite? Eating small things and eating spread out throughout the day. I'm not gonna fib to you, like, between different parts, keeping an appetite is kind of a nightmare because some parts like to eat, some parts don't, and that's just something that you have to work with. We do actually, like, have a little scheduled reminder to go off to tell us when to eat meals. I don't really struggle with that, but again, some of the other guys do. But so long as they stick to the scheduled reminders and they eat something, even if it's small, that's better than nothing. First time catching stream? Hello, and welcome in. When I try to do that, I crash bad, like walking after you eat. It depends what you're eating, too. Because the crashing part sounds like you might be having a blood sugar spike, or a blood sugar drop, which is the part that you really need to watch out for. So if you feel yourself crashing after you eat a meal, that's something you want to pay attention to. Speaking as a kid of a diabetic guy who I love dearly, that is a warning flag. No, not running after meals either. Running will make you cramp up if you eat something. I'm genuinely talking about, like, a light walk or, like, just moving around wherever your living space is. Like, whatever you do, don't lay down. Hi. Alright, see, now I know you're just being an attention brat because you just went up on my lap. Come here. Come on. Come on. You've been singing at me all night. I'm gonna follow my advice and do the shape of the paw first. Oh no, don't throw up. Don't throw up. Don't throw up. Go, if you're gonna throw up. What was that? Why did you undulate? Okay, he just felt like undulating, I guess. He scared the shit out of me. I pulled him up on my lap, and all of a sudden he starts like... I'm like, stop that, stop! What are you doing? Things are happening. Sorry, my cat just got up on my lap and then started undulating, and I was scared. Now he's purring! Now he's purring and he's like rubbing against me. Did you just have a hiccup or something? I think it's a very good thing to remember that if your blood sugar spikes, if your body digests carbs without a protein, if your body is consuming carbs, it will convert simple carbs into quick sugars, which isn't good for your body. Yes, that is completely true, Tay. But yeah, why not lie down? Because then you are putting in a bunch of like food to your body and then immediately going vertical or going horizontal with it. Your body needs to have blood pumping to help it digest and like get blood to your stomach. Again, not by running, but just by moving around a little bit. Sorry for the text balls. I love nutrition. No, I genuinely like to talk about it. It's more than okay. Alright, and then if I, like, even out the paws in here... It's a little weird to do, like, anthropause because you've got to have a wrist, since most humanoid characters, when they have hands, have wrists. And so the paw beans themselves will be, like, a little more stretched out. Or, like, spread out, I guess. There would be, like, a little bit of a... fat to the hand here. I was just drawing this exact paw pose. It's just an easy like paw pose to draw because it's like a nice flat hand. Guy waving .png. Sleeping also increases the stress cycle in your body. Your body experiences points of increased cortisol during stressful moments such as eating or sleeping. If you're going into a state where you're increasing your cortisol, such as immediately sleeping, then your body will not digest as well and can lead to things like bloating and poor circulation. Yes, that is very true. I am also glad that you like nutrition as much as I do. I am not the best explainer, but at least I know the things that you're not supposed to do. Important B to fur ratio. My instinct is to always draw furries standing on their toes, which makes shoes extra weird. It depends what kind of furries I'm drawing. Some of the furries that I design and draw are digitrades, so they're doing that like standing on the toes thing. But then I also have some flat-footed furries too. Another thing I'm not sure... I don't usually do... The thing is, though, when I do furries, I do typically do very paw-like hands, but then I see some people do these really, like, big bappy paws, and I think those are really cute. I've always wanted to, like, know how to do those better, but... I might just say fuck it and fuck up a can of tuna later. I understand you. I have a salmon fillet waiting in the fridge for me tomorrow, and I'm awaiting it. Do you have an example of the bappy paws? Maybe. Really, they're the kinds of paws that people have on, like, fursuits and stuff. And can you see the YouTube stream message comment thing? I mean, I can see the YouTube stream, if that's what you're asking, yeah. Fucking love salmon. You know, I love salmon, and I love cooked salmon. Although what I've discovered about myself is when it comes to sashimi, like, just the fish raw, I like tuna better. And I've been a salmon guy for years. I don't know what happened. I guess really what happened is I tried tuna and I was like, wait, hold on, something's changing. But I feel kind of like a traitor because I've been saying salmon's my favorite fish for years, but then I just had tuna and I'm like, I'm actually not sure if that's true anymore. Alright, got these guys. Tuna slaps, you're so real for that. It has, I don't know how to describe it. It's like if you were allowed to eat metal. Like, it tastes like if metal were yummy. Tuna is goated? No, it is. Have you had fatty tuna? Yes, I have. And it was really good. Like, I've had just, like, regular run-of-the-mill, like, sashimi tuna that you could get at the grocery store. But then we went to... Faris and I went on, like, kind of a fancier date when we were at the beach. And they had, like, the really fancy fatty tuna. And I was like, it's over. Sorry, Salmon, you've been beat. Oh, I've had it raw. I like it raw. The other thing that's kind of hard about furry fingers is, like, where do the knuckles come in? I guess they just have one... It's, like, not... This is the thing. They don't have, like, knuckled fingers. They have, like, a joint to the finger because it's a paw. I've been spoiled in Kyoto. It's hard to go back to the cheap stuff. I know! Every time I have good fish and then I go back home, I'm like, I don't want to live landlocked anymore. I'm gonna die! I think I'm gonna die in this house, but it's just a landlocked state. Redfish is my favorite. I feel like I just saw red snapper for the first time, too, in store. Like, in the store. It was just the whole fish, too. I've never had it before. Recently picked up a small notepad and was wondering if you have any suggestions for what to put into it, or things that are definitely worth keeping track of. Honestly, I have 2 sketchbooks right now, where I have one that is like our main sketchbook. We just put everything in, like any sort of mock-ups that we need to do for stuff, and then another one that is just a square-shaped little... It's like about the size of my palm, and I've been using it to like draw chibis. It's been kind of fun, actually. I don't know what you... But if you're talking about writing stuff down, I don't know. I wish I could help. Alright, so the other thing I gotta do here is make sure that I'm getting, like, the full shape of the hand. I'm a big fan of swordfish. I've also never had swordfish, but that's one of my dad's favorites. My dad likes swordfish and he likes ahi tuna. No, he likes swordfish and he likes mahi-mahi? It's like dolphin fish. What is that one called? I've never had it, but I've never had either. I've been wanting to. Mahi-mahi? Okay, I'm glad that was actually the right name. I wanted to make sure I didn't get it wrong. Drawing you... Dude, you're getting cubed. You're getting fucking 3D modeled right now. How does it feel? Is this Silver Gun music? I actually don't know. So a few people had said that. No, it says Maple Treeway Mario Kart Wii. No, this is not... It says it's Maple Treeway. Do you know? I do know who Siva Gunner is, yes. Or Gunner. I do. The music reminds me of Black and White by Michael Jackson. Is it just wrong? It says that it's Maple Treeway. I might be lying to you. But I don't think that's true. Which channel is it on? Hold on, I've got you. It's just nostalgic Nintendo music to help you cope with feeling overwhelmed. Well, this is just the Wii music theme. I swear I heard the exact notes. It's not, but it's not Siva Gunner, no. It's Michael Jackson? That's so funny. They must have put that into the playlist and not realized. I think the person who compiled this playlist got Siva Gunner, not you. I understand. I understand now. The comments say it? Okay, okay, that makes it even funnier. Oh, welcome in, Emily. Hello, Rated. Hello to the Raiders. Here we come. Welcome in, guys. Last playing Viva Pinata Trouble in Paradise. Would you believe I've never played that game, but I did draw Pinata characters on DeviantArt when I was like 12? I've never had the pleasure of playing the game, but it seems really cute. And also, yes, we're drawing paws because people were asking for help stylizing furry paws. And I was like, girl, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Half the time, I just draw whatever looks good. She's just off for the night. AFK, but we're here now. No worries, no worries, no worries. And I didn't watch the show, no. Do you prefer waffles or pancakes? Waffles, 100%. It's not even a contest. But if I had freedom to choose, I would pick a crepe. There was a Pokemon playlist you played a couple of times on stream recently. It had a Silver Gunner of Candlelight City, but it had a melody of the song from Cave Story. Oh. How many people do you think that was the awakening for that game? Honestly, awakening for, like, being a furry? Probably a lot. Crepes are pancakes? No, they're different. Because pancakes are thick, and I don't really like that they're thick. I like pancakes being thin. This is literally the first time I watched a stream for more than 5 minutes in years. That's awesome, and I'm glad. I'm helping uncook your attention span. Shrinks you down to a microscopic level and puts you in a terrarium. I would actually like that. That would be enriching. That would be enriching? I can't fucking talk, Jesus Christ. I would like that, though. Crepes are non-American pancakes? Are they? Is that how pancakes are made other places? And have you posted Hamtaro stuff on DeviantArt by chance? How do you know that? How do you know that? Who are you? Why do you know that? Not in years. Not in years have I done that, but how do you know that I did that? Who are you? What? Who knows my Hamtaro past? For those of you that were, and unless you're just like yucking, like you're making a joke and you did know that, and like you had heard me say that before on stream, the first thing that I ever posted on DeviantArt online, period, was Hamtaro base recolors. That was my first internet artwork ever. Pancake is big and fluffy and a crepe is light and holds things. Exactly, exactly, exactly. And specifically, they weren't just base recolors, they were Soul Eater base recolors to make the Hamtaro characters look like Soul Eater characters. Little me consented, I used to like your stuff. You're shitting? You're shitting. You actually knew... I've never met anyone that knew my art from before. Of course they were for Soul Eater. Who do you think I am? Who do you think I am? I've had the same 5 interests. The same 5 songs. Did you... Oh, I did fix the Hamtaro colors a few months ago. I did do that. I didn't realize until now. That's crazy. I've never had anyone recognize my Hamtaro art. Or recognize me for my Hamtaro art. The fandoms that I've drawn throughout my life were Hamtaro, Sergeant Frog, Pokemon, Steven Universe in 2015 and 16. Very briefly, I think I did some Batman Rogue stuff because I was really, like, obsessed with Scarecrow. And I think that's it? Now I mostly just do furries. I mean, I've always done furries. The oldest minnow. Actually, I never drew Bee and Puppy Cat. I like, my old host's name was Bee, but never drew it. I think I've only seen 1 or 2 of the Pokemon fan art. I've only really known you for original stuff. Honestly, that's a win for me. I like my original works. Not that I didn't like anything previously that I drew, but it's nice to be known for things that I've made. I saw your Steven Universe art back in the day. I recall recognizing one of the pieces when you showed me your art. Hold on, I bet I could find one of the older pieces that I did. I don't know if I have any of my Steven Universe art saved on this computer. It's so old now, but I tried to archive most of my stuff. Maybe? Dude, do I not have any of my Steven Universe art? That's actually kind of sad. I can't believe I deleted it. I mean, it wasn't good, but I must have deleted it because I didn't want to have it to look back on. Tragic. You drew Steven Universe? Yeah, when I was like 16. Not anymore. I have like a really old Undertale piece that I did. This is from 2018. You can really see too that this is from 2018. Sorry, every time I open this I like notice new details. I'm like, it's a little painful to look at. But it's still, it's worth preserving. Or like, this is an older Latios I did. I still think this has charm to it. My line quality's gotten way better though. I can draw Latios and Latios a lot better than this. My cubes. Do you watch Chikawa? No, I haven't seen Chikawa. I want to though. These old pieces are wonderful. Thank you. Also, I see someone in the YouTube chat saying I really crave fruit. Get smoothie pilled with me. Genuinely, the best way to get fruit in during the winter, especially when nothing's in season, is to drink smoothies. Captions broke? Oop, hold on, I'll refresh them. There we go, this should be better. Your line flow has gotten much better. Thank you. My secret is that I now use, I don't use any line size differentiation. I just draw everything with the same line width. And it works. You did smoothie pill me? Good. It's good for you. Pause for mogging. I'm doing a lunch date with a friend tomorrow, may get a smoothie now. It's, listen, it's the most reliable way to get in fruit consistently that you know the texture's not going to beat you to death if you have textural problems. We actually have, usually what we do here is pineapple orange juice honey smoothie. Why do captions auto-censor swear words? I wish I knew. I don't have the ability to turn that off either. I hate how unreliable fresh fruit textures can be, and every so often... Oh my god, you just reminded me I have an avocado I can eat tomorrow. I'm so happy. I'm so happy I forgot that that was here. I can make... I have eggs, avocado, and bacon. I can make a sandwich. Everything is beautiful. And it's fresh. It's literally a fresh avocado, because a day ago, it was like just about to be ready to eat. Avocado texture is so finicky. You have to pick a good one, and honestly, you should never buy more than one at a time. Dude, I honestly don't think anything is very different about how I drew this hand paw compared to how I usually draw hand paws, and I don't think... I mean, it doesn't look bad, but I'm looking at it and I'm just like, I don't know... I think the foot paw is the place I learned the most. Mango is also really finicky, but if you get a beautiful... I've never had a fresh mango. I tried a fresh mango recently and it was bad. I would like to try it again, because I don't think that that was actually a good mango. It tasted like toothpaste. And I think that that's kind of a crime. But I love mango-flavored things, and I love mango in smoothies, so I don't know what's going wrong. Cab, I am reading the YouTube comments, although if you keep commenting like that, I will be timing you out, my friend. I'm particularly picky about apples. Worst experience very recently, I love green apples, by the way. Green apples are like one of my favorite fruits. I got what I thought was a beautifully ripe green apple, and I chewed it, grain. Pure grain, zero flavor. I know that they're out of season right now. Fresh mango is so good, but when it's bad, it's bad. I want to have a good mango. I feel like mangoes have been poorly represented to me. But yeah, that's why I've been doing smoothies lately, because that apple, like, soured my entire fruit enjoying experience. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna merge this down. Do you have a bad apple? Har har har. I just know I have to do some hand poses. Soured. My grandma used to have a mango tree, and I looked forward to fruit every summer, but my dad just removed it out. Why did he remove it? Does he not like your grandmother? Oof. Sorry, I needed to crack my knuckle, and that was a very satisfying crack, but it was also probably audible. grab a mango and just shove it in a bowl of bananas for a week. Will that work? What the fuck? Sorry. I was trying to do it quietly. How do I give you my commission idea? I do not take commissions, my friend. Not right now, at least. I mean, you know how to bananas... Yeah, bananas do make fruit ripen up faster. I just didn't know, like... I guess it probably was just an unripe mango that I had. Is cracking your knuckles occasionally okay? If it's not, then I'm going to hell, so I don't know. I do it too frequently. I don't know if it's even good for me, but it feels good, so I keep doing it. Since I ate a bad cheese stick like roughly 2 or 3 years old, I was like, yep, I'm gonna close myself off from a world of flavor. Okay, I actually understand that because there's some foods that I had bad once and I'm like, I'm never touching that shit again. It doesn't do anything, it's fine. Awesome. So hi, I haven't hopped on one of your streams for a while and I hope you're doing okay. I am, thank you. I think cracking too much is a problem, but moderate cracking is okay. I'm gonna be mature. Hold on. There's no scientific evidence against or for cracking joints. You know, the thing is, I feel like every time someone tells me that it's not good for me, it's just because they don't want me to do it because I don't like the sound. Forrest hates the sound of me cracking my knuckles, so I never do it when he's in the room if I can help it. Once you crack 1,000 knuckles, you get an achievement. I want to see my my stats when I die. I hope they have like a stat sheet so I can see like cracked knuckles this many times, bit your boyfriend this many times, ran across the street carelessly this many times. I also want like a death counter. I want like a how many times did I almost die before they finally got me. I get physically uncomfortable when I hear someone crack their knuckles, so I have to crack my own to feel relief. I understand. I actually understand. I'm learning there's like 7 varieties of mango with different taste profiles. Is that what happened? Did I have the toothpaste one? Oh, hi, Buggy. Hi, Buggy. I like holding him in the air and letting him feel like a god for a moment. My kitty got on my desk. You want to say hi? Say hi to chat? Can they hear you? What color was the mango? It was orange! Oof, I need to clip your nails. Those are sharp. Cracking your knuckles can eventually lead to ligament problems if you do it enough excessively, because you're removing the fluid and air. Oh, okay, so it's like a buffer. You're like basically removing the buffer for your knuckles. Also, hi, Lemmy. Lemmy, I need to come to Brazil so I can try a mango. Please, please, traveling. I have 5 mangoes in my fridge. Girl, I'm like dying over here because no fruit is in season right now. So I was just saying I was eating I was having smoothies because I tried to eat an apple this week and it was so fucking nasty and grainy. I was like, I won't let this ruin apples and fruit for me in general, but that was really sad. That was the saddest $1.25 I've ever spent. Also, thank you for the hydrate. Critter Goes to Brazil episode. I want to go to Brazil because I know so many... Isn't this time of year really good for apples? Is it? I thought that apples were in season in autumn. All 2 pear fans? I am so sorry, pear fans. I'm not one of your ranks. I cannot fucking stand pears. How many of you crack your elbows? Okay, I can crack my shoulders. I can crack my elbows sometimes. I can crack my back. Yep, that was back. The crazy one is I can crack my leg and I can crack my ankle. If I like stretch my toes out, I can crack my ankle. I can crack my neck. Not reliably, but maybe... No, I'm actually pretty fine right now. I stretched earlier. Yeah, I actually crack my leg like every single day. When I stretch. Let me see what else. I think that's pretty much all. Cracking my leg feels good though. Like when I wake up, the first thing I do is stretch and like my legs crack and I'm like, I'm freed. I have like old man stiffness. You forgot Forest? Okay. Laugh and you go to hell. If you can, try looking for Thai yellow mangoes. They're my favorite. You're like one of those clay cracking videos, but real. Honestly true. I can crack my neck just by rotating it with effort. Am I alright? It sounds like you might need to stretch. I'm gonna be honest, like genuinely, you might need to stretch. If you're getting that stiff. Yeah. Like, Larstay's right. I think you're fine, you just might need to stretch more regularly. That's the case with most things. If your mango is a nice bright cyan, that means it's perfectly... I don't... Was that the color that you meant to say? Or was it... I don't think that's the color that they're supposed to be. So, are we learning something about ourselves tonight, or are you being silly on purpose? Where the cyan mango's at? When my mango blue? You heard them. I think someone's gonna learn their colorblind tonight. Did I stutter? No, but you might need to go to an optometrist. Where are the Miku mangoes? Hold on, the paw pads are ugly as fuck. My blue mango. So that's where the blue flavor stuff comes from. That's what... So I don't know if anyone said anything about this, but what happened with the YouTube comments before? Nothing. The YouTube comments are fine, I've been reading. Someone is going around and painting those mangoes. I guess there are gonna have to be some form of knuckle here so that the finger can curl in, but that could be like there essentially. I'm gonna be honest, even after studying these paws, I'm like, I don't think much about my stylization would change because I wouldn't want to lose the ability for there to be like fingers and knuckles, nor do I want to lose the thumb. I mean, I feel like I got better at blocking them out. And the feet paws, I definitely think I understand a little better after doing some photo studies. But the fingers, I'm kind of just looking at like, maybe this is really just the way that I do it. And I just accept this as part of my style. And try to work on the dimensions of it a little more. To be honest, I always thought your paws look fine, but I don't draw furries much. I think I get self-conscious because they don't look like how I see other furries draw paws, but it's because I don't want to lose the dexterity of a hand. Because for me, hands are like a really big part of like how I pose characters. So I don't like losing fingers, but I also like the fingers being kind of chunky because they're paws. Off topic, but I gotta head to work the next hour before I go. AP and a lot of the mental health self-care talks and streams have been really helpful. I'm noticing a lot of past trauma and taking steps to get better. Made me realize I'm also probably plural, taking steps to finally get help and potentially look into therapy. Thanking you and the community forever. User, that's really sweet. And I'm glad to hear too. Also, I hope you said you have to step off stream to do work, but I hope work goes well. But genuinely, that's really sweet. I always like that your paws look different from usual. The more human-y look is unique and cool. Thank you. Like I said, I got a little self-conscious about it, but even now that I'm like studying, I'm like, maybe it's part of the charm. I think the biggest thing is I have to think about them a little more 3D, because sometimes I just draw shapes because I think they look nice, but I really got to think about how the knuckles and stuff would work. What I'm learning, actually, is I think maybe I need to go back to study human hands more, and do the knuckles of the finger. Because I guess, like, with a cat paw, there would still have to be 3 knuckles here. Like, almost missed stream because I had to go to work a bit later. Glad I made it. Welcome in. Just to draw, like, an individual finger really quickly. So I guess that the paw pad would be on the top. They just can't be as long as a human finger because, like, they're paws. So it's gonna look a little funky. But even that looks too long to be a paw. So is there only 2 joints? I'm like gripping my head in dismay. I guess because when you think about cats, technically their top knuckle is their claw. So it's very weird. I hope it's okay to ask, but I'm struggling with Ko-Fi accepting my card and address. But it's for the Hornet print, there's only 1 left. Seek Pale Blood. I promise there is... Bless you. I promise there's more than 1 left. That's just before we did our shop restock. Don't worry about it. Take your time. There's more. Paws construction feels like a beveled box. Also, good evening. Isn't the claws one of the digit after the knuckle? Yeah. I think that the claw is the top digit, or like the top knuckle digit. I promise there is a chew, but don't worry. Don't worry. There will be more. So take your time. We just have to do a shop restock kind of deal. Okay, yay. Of course. The joint is only there if you think about it. I don't think that's true. I mean, I guess that looks... The goddamn paw bean is the part that always kills me because I feel like I do them and I'm like, why are you ugly now? When I put you on a finger. It's like a finger pad. Like, it shouldn't be ugly. Or I guess I could just have, like, the 3rd joint here. It's just, like, a really short, fat finger. But I don't like it. Alright. I guess, too, when I draw cartoon hands, sometimes they do only have 2 joints. Or at least, like, 2 visible joints. Because the more articulation you give to a cartoon character's anything, the weirder it tends to look. That's part of simplifying design. Short, fat finger truthers rise. I guess you have paws in real life. And then there's the quick. It is definitely just not how I see other furries draw paws, but I can't. It doesn't make any other. It doesn't make sense to me any other way, which is the only reason that I couldn't really draw it without the articulation of the finger. Because, like, how the fuck are you supposed to hold things otherwise? How are you supposed to play instruments otherwise? Maybe the paw pad looks out of place because the rest of the finger is blocked out with square cubes as opposed to the round paw pad. Hold on, you might be onto something. You actually might be onto something because when I did the paw pads and the block out earlier... Alright, that actually might be the answer. It's just fucking cube everything. The boxiness really messes me up personally. I know that's where I struggle. It's the boxiness. And if the fingers are too skinny, they don't look like paws anymore. But if they're too fat, then it's like, how the fuck is this meant to have a joint and bend? Also, wait. It's like... I have to remember. I have to remember who you are. Remember how to draw thumbs. You can hear me posing my hand because of my cracking joints on the other end of the mic. Old critter. It's literally just I'm cold and it's like 5 degrees here right now. Or I think it like feels like 5 degrees. It's gonna get colder too, and we're gonna get a foot of snow. Default state is bent, gets straighter when pressure is applied. Taking a step? Wait, you're so right. And that's probably why... Yeah. Yeah, you are right. That is an astute observation. I am very excited for the snowstorm. Dude. Forrest is making Firehouse mac and cheese. We're gonna get stuff for Hot Pot. We have salmon. And we have tofu. We have meals for like... Oh, I'm so sorry, Harbor. I didn't know you were here. Come here. Oh, buddy, I'm sorry. I moved my foot and I scooted him. Hi. I'm sorry. I love you. I didn't know you were in the foot. I didn't know you were under my feet. Come here. I got that cat in me. Come sit here. Come sit here. I love you. Hurting your son. I clawed his face earlier today. I didn't even mean it. I was whipping around to try and grab something from behind me, and I grabbed his head instead. Because I didn't know he was sitting that close to me. He was okay with it too, like it didn't hurt him or anything. He just kind of looked at me really confused, and then I pet him and like apologized, and he started licking me. His head got grabbed like an apple. You grisped him. I didn't even mean to. I love you. You're so bad, but you are really cute, so I kind of don't care. You're allowed to be bad because I love you forever. Not the head grab. I feel bad, like literally like whipping around. Okay. Here, I'll let you go if you don't want to be sitting up here. Because I was going behind me to grab, like, I think it was my iPad that was behind me. And it was on the bed right behind me, but he was sitting on it. So instead, I went back with my hand like this. Hold on, I actually guess, how was it? It was behind, yeah, my thumb would have been down, that's right. That is an ugly ass hand, good God. Good God. Brazil mentioned waves from Brazil. Hello. There's so many Brazil chatters here every stream, and it's so beautiful. I don't know what it is, but I would never change a thing about it. Like literally swinging around, reaching backwards, and getting his entire head in my hand like this. Sorry if this is a bad topic, but does anyone have the advice on getting out of your parents' house if you rely on meds to stay alive? I need to leave so bad, but I'm worried about issues getting meds or paying for food. Do you have a job? I mean, that's like the first step to leaving any home situation is you need to have some way of supporting yourself. And it sounds harsh, but like from experience, I was not able to move out until I had a job. I have a job. Okay. Next thing you're going to want to do is if you can get health insurance through your company, then you want to do that. If not, then you're going to want to check what income bracket you're in, because if you aren't making that much, you could probably apply for Medicaid, which can help you cover medications like insulin if that's what you were worried about. Oh, if you have health insurance under Medicaid, then you're fine. And everything is... You're fine then. You're fine. You just need to transfer your address. We Brazilians love you, critter. Good artists make art too fast. Artists make a line and add a few thousand details, and that's how to make the head. I mean... I try to block things out and use like pretty geometric shapes so you can see the way that I'm doing it, but if it helps, I can literally just show you. This paw is really just kind of like... It's just planes. The problem is I don't know where to live because I don't have the money to move. That sounds like a saving thing then. While you're trying to pick out where you want to drop, look at areas around you. Really, whenever you move, it's important to think about like what is important to you about an area. Like, do you want somewhere that has good public transit? Do you want somewhere that has a good food or art scene? Now, if you're like looking for apartments, yeah, Zillow's your way to go. Just came back. I'm Brazilian too. That's beautiful. The beautiful Brazilian guppies and minnows. I feel like that has to be its own Discord channel in the server, in the fan server, is like just everyone from Brazil. There's so many too. Shows up and says hello. Hi, Sparksprout. The only thing is with the paw hands is it gets so fat. Like, why are you wide? But I guess the hands are actually pretty... Well, okay, so the other thing is the thumb is not folding over as far as it could and collapsing the hand the way that it would on a human hand. But it's because there's a paw pad there, so it's like, where does it go? As someone who's moving out right now due to family trauma and safety issues, you need to consider your savings and how much your monthly expenses will be. I would look for a roommate to try and minimize your expenses as much as possible, especially considering rent right now is high and a lot of young adult spaces has been as high as possible. This is true. This is very, very true. Paw time? Yeah! Trying to learn to draw these a little better and be like a little more precise with how I stylize them. I don't think I'm ever gonna draw them exactly like how other furries draw paws, which I don't mind. Like I said, I'm a little self-conscious about it because I love the way that furries draw paws, but for me, it's like I can't lose the fingers. Otherwise, like, how am I supposed to pose you? Today will be Cube Study Day. Well, Cube Study Day... Sorry, that's my boyfriend's fish tank. Cube Study Day was a little bit before. So we're graduating onto using those cube studies for something. Today we are looking at a bean harvest. I do kind of want to do the wolf paws after this. I feel like the thing with wolf paws is that they're very defined compared to cat paws. I like it, actually. Being different is so much nicer. Thank you. So I would suggest to someone who's been trying to move out and looking at places to scope out the area, specifically based on things that you enjoy. Oh yeah, to scope out the area specifically based on things you enjoy and take into account what you find enjoyable low income. Look for places on the second floor with a vacancy just in case of any weather emergencies. You're usually safer on the second floor and places with a grocery store and throwing distance for emergencies. This is very true. This is very, very true. Love the way you stylize paws, actually. It's my favorite way I've seen it done. I like how much you can still pose them. Also, his fish tank's going well. He was putting the plants in it, although he had a little bit of extra moss left over. In my opinion, it's always better to have more plants than not enough, because I think it's better to overplant a tank. Unless it's duckweed, fuck duckweed. But unless it's better to overplant a tank and give your little guys somewhere to hide than it is to not have enough plants and have it feel kind of barren. And yes, Faris is getting shrimps, and he might get some, God, I think they were called chili respores? Live plants are great for healthy bacteria, too. Oh, yeah. Always live plants. Always live plants. Plastic ones, like, they might look nice, but they provide very little benefits for your tank, and if you want a tank that filters itself, then live plants are the way to go. The duckweed, I'm sorry, it grows like crazy. It's impossible to maintain. Captions froze? Let me refresh them, my friend. Thank you for letting me know, too. If you refresh, they should be back to normal now. I was not here yesterday, so I'm gonna make cubes today. Oh, that's awesome! Hey, wait, if you want the cube reference that I used, let me grab it for everybody if you missed the cube night. That was another guy doing that. Also, Larsite, I see you hard at work. Thank you very much. Genuinely. Not ironically. Alright, let me grab these. This is for the YouTube stream. Dude, I'm so fucking hungry. I'm gonna make a whole thing. Also, and if you're going for an apartment, make sure to ask them if they spray for pests and if they do it often. Yeah, okay, that one's huge. Also, make sure that you look for, like, roach droppings. Roach droppings look like coffee grounds. Also, if you smell popcorn, that's a roach killer, so they probably have roaches if it smells like popcorn. And also, yeah, Serene. Chewing on the paw pads. When I get done stream tonight, I'm gonna, I have like a box of these like little sausage links. I'm gonna fry that up, and I'm gonna make eggs, and I'm gonna make a bagel. No, I'm just gonna do sausage and eggs, I think, actually. I have just the being out all day and not eating anything has finally hit. I'm fucking hungry. Wait, that's so smart with the pest spray. Yeah, dinner. Listen. I know that technically those are all breakfast foods, but I love breakfast foods. I'll eat breakfast foods any time of the day. But yeah, popcorn smell that you smell in a lot of places that aren't movie theaters, that's roach spray. Also, thank you for the shop sale from Seek Pale Blood. Wait, did y'all see... Okay, I know that this was from last night's stream, but did you guys see that Ocean Buddies is gonna get another sticker pack? The next Ocean Buddies pack is in progress. It is cooking. So, if you were unaware, these guys... moving them so it's a little easier to see, are a sticker pack that's in my shop right now. It's out of stock technically, but it's actually, we have a few. I just want to do inventory. Whoa, Cyan, thank you for the gifted subs. That's so sweet of you. The next pack is going to be these guys. I gotta make that a little bigger. And then I'm going to do the guppy sticker and finish up the shrimp. So this is going to be the next Ocean Buddies pack. The sea angel's so cute. I really like my creature stickers. I think they're very fun to make. The bagel is the blanket for the eggs and sausage. This is true. Also, how are you doing your eggs? So here's the thing. When I do eggs to put on top of rice or to do in like some other dish, sometimes I fry an egg for ramen because I'm too lazy to do soft-boiled, although soft-boiled eggs are really good. I'll do over easy. Can't do sunny side up. I don't like when the top is still kind of slimy, like the white part is slimy. But when I do it in sandwiches, I'll fry it a little harder so that the inside gets cooked and doesn't make a mess. Although the thing is, it's really good if you still do it over easy and you leave the inside kind of runny. It's just a mess to do it. When the guppy sticker comes out, I'm putting it right next to my minnow sticker on the water bottle. Well, so fun fact, when I was designing the guppy sticker, I made it so that when you have them facing each other, they're a beautiful like yin yang. They're in minnows and guppies, peace and love forever. I adore the second set so far with colors. Thank you. I think I gotta recolor the shrimp so it's a little more on theme with all the other guys. He's just getting a little too into the pure blue instead of like green blue. But it's an easy fix.